This is it.
Right.
In the shadows of moonlight, these two remain. In the depths of night, they find love's eternal flame. Though they lie side by side, their hearts are torn apart. A rogue vampire's love for an elder's heart. Oh my God, vampire of the night, Nessa's arms are your guiding light. With every thorn a rose of love is born in this tale of vampire's love and scorn. Remember the night, the radio songs, they dance in darkness where they belong. Love is a game, easy come, easy go. But their love is deeper, they can never know. Oh my God, vampire of the night, Nessa's songs are your guiding light. With every thorn a rose of love is born in this tale of vampire's love and scorn. Years have passed, the pain remains. A wound that's healed, believes it stains. She could have saved the love that fateful night if she found the words to make it right. Oh my God, vampire of the night, Nessa's arms are your guiding light. With every thorn a rose of love is born in this tale of vampire's love and scorn. Love is once and needs forevermore.
Order approves.
Oh, hey, hi, hello, welcome on in. Um, it is episode 21 of Hunting Indy by Night, episode title, The Road So Far. Um, we're going to go around the room, introduce who we're playing this evening, and you will recognize that there's a individual not here this evening because they're too busy partying it up in some hotel room with some alleged kindred. Um, but we'll go around the room, introduce everyone, and your homework for tonight's episode is how do you feel that Riley is gone? We'll go ahead and start with Rob this evening.
Hi, everyone. I'm Rob, and I'm going to be playing Jonas tonight. And I am hoping that we've made the right choice and hoping that we don't need to run into Riley again to address a problem.
That is fair. Next up, we have Hannah.
Hey, I'm Hannah playing Morgan Fisher. And Riley's gone? What happened?
Awkward.
Awkward.
But give me all the details.
All the deeds. Next up, we have Justin.
Hi, I'm Justin. I'll be playing Trina, and it's bittersweet. I think that Trina was hoping that Riley and her would have a chance to kind of maybe connect a little bit more. So it's kind of sad, and she's worried that the next time she sees him or them, she'll have to kill them.
Before or after they turn into a kindred? Asking for a friend.
Probably after. I'm just gonna say
It's up in the air.
Trina would never kill a non-kindred.
Facts.
Yikes. You do it one time, you know? And then last but not least, we have Oren.
Hi, I am playing Brick, and as far as how Brick, I don't know. I mean, I think Brick probably thinks it's a colossal mistake for Riley to leave, but at the same time, we are so thoroughly and completely compromised, and the enemy appears to be so incredibly well connected and overpowering that Rick's primary concern is how the hell are we going to live to tomorrow, and then how we're going to get out of wherever we're at, and then how we're going to live, for a month and a year. So, at some point, he'll realize that Riley being gone is a really bad thing.
Or are they just really lucky that they got out this early?
No, judging Riley's history, it's not a good thing that they're running solo back to their addiction.
Allegedly.
Wherever Riley got, I think we'd all agree it's not out.
It's probably painfully true. As a small recap of what happened last week, you guys to coin a term very popularly used in a different game, Drek hit the fan. Where everything that could go wrong sort of did for you guys. And there was a lot of very fast moving pieces where interstates were shut down for an extensive amount of time while you guys were in the process of hiding out in different areas. They were looking for some Priuses that were still roaming the interstate. As you guys went and hid, you guys were able to go ahead and find a small mom and pop hotel that definitely wasn't shady and a wonderful place to stay. You guys went ahead and sort of relaxed as best as you could for the evening on this disgusting room. And as Trina was on her portion of watch, heard a commotion, some slamming, a gunshot, and then patiently waited to see what happened next. Shortly after, a unmarked white van comes up and sort of backed in, and on the side, was a nice cleaning crew that sort of walked in with their white overalls and coveralls that made sure that, you know, nothing got tampered with while they were cleaning the room. They did take a load of laundry or load of sheets out of the room, toss them into the back. Exactly. There were sheets there, but there may or may not have been other things inside. But took a load of sheets, tossed them into the back of the van, talked to and shook hands with the owner of the hotel before parting ways. You guys went ahead and continued out your watch while Jonas took over the shift. And really not a whole lot to note besides a Mustang that sort of pulled in and seemingly got a room late that evening as well. Daybreak came. Everyone, for the most part, rested when Riley came up with the decision that it was probably time to head back to Indianapolis and try to take some heat off of the cell. As the rest of you went the other way and sort of saw Riley in the rearview mirror walking and trying to hitchhike their way back to Indianapolis, Brick and Trina saw a familiar logo sitting on the back of that Mustang of the Second Inquisition. We are continuing our drive where we are picking up where we left off. If you had used any willpower, feel free to replenish any of it. And everyone, your heat is down to 1.
Heat?
Heat. Danger.
Danger.
Yep, that's the one.
Danger. Yep. There we go. It's like, can I use the Matrix to find some cyberware?
No, but Morgan probably could.
Also fair. 1 point from a recap. The plural of Prius is Prii.
Oh, you're right.
Priuses.
Prius. I think it's actually just Prius. I think is both the plural and singular version of Prius. You're welcome, Warren.
I was wondering how long we can actually the Prius conversation. Yeah. No,
well, actually, no. But yeah. Other than that, you guys are all in the car together. Where are you heading? I think everyone's heading back to Indy, right? That was what we discussed.
No.
Oh, okay, my bad.
And our 40-year-old stolen car.
Exactly that one.
It's that batty.
Yeah, we got it. We got to ditch that and get somewhere else.
Yeah. Probably quickly. Where do you want to get?
I hear Tennessee's nice this time of year.
So you're just stitching?
Honey, we're fucked. We're fucked 6 ways from Sunday. We are so screwed. We step foot back in Indiana. We're dead. Dead as disco. I mean, I know some of you have connections there that you feel like you can't give up. That's why Riley went back. But I'm sorry, that ain't my town, and we're burned to high heaven. I mean, they shut down the entire damn interstate around Indiana looking for us. Somebody who's got big stroke knows about us and wants us for some reason, and I'm not interested to find out why.
We think they do. They might have just known about the cars. I hear what you're saying. Indianapolis is pretty hot. I don't know. The more I learn, the more I think it was always that way, and we just didn't. Y'all don't mind if I roll down a window and smoke, do you?
You do what you got to do, honey.
That kind. What do you think, Brick? Tennessee?
I mean, I agree with Trina. I mean, we're way outmatched. Do we have a reason? Do we have a plan? Right? If there's a concrete thing for us to do in Indy, if a monster to kill that'll fix this crap, then the great. But by my count, we don't even know which of the various things we're up against has this power, right? I mean, is it the leech we're hunting? Is it the uh, Orpheus group? Is it the other gang of leeches that Riley was talking about? I mean, do we know? Can we find out?
Could it be the Second Inquisition? Even they tried to kill us once before, Brick.
I mean, yeah, but yeah, I mean, I guess it could be.
I mean, maybe they just wanted to finish the job. It's just a little alarming to me. We pop back up on the radar. We haven't even been back in town for 2 months, and all of a sudden we're burned to high heaven. And they're shutting down. Like that's what blows my mind. They shut down a major interstate for like 12 hours. You know what kind of civil authority you have to do some shit like that? I mean,
So walk me through. You called the Orpheus group, and they mentioned your mentor, right?
they he ended the phone call by saying, basically tell your mentor thanks for the information. And then when I called the jail, they said I was there talking to him right then.
Somebody showed up at the shelter too. Didn't seem like it was immediately dangerous, but suspiciously timed.
So when they said, I mean, we don't know. When they said thanks, tell your mentor thanks. Do we think that the mentor played? Do we think that the mentor gave something to the Orpheus? Like somebody's pretending to be your mentor and communicated with the Orpheus group, or was that some snarky ass way to tell you that they were on to you and your mentor? What does that even mean?
I'm thinking because the minute I call the prison, he's there meeting with me, which means either somebody's wearing my face and is there pulling information from him, which I don't know how much they're going to get because why would I be asking questions about myself? You know what I mean? But it felt like a vague threat. I mean, you have
Bruce,
to
I
think.
guess as we're going over the details here, I think Jonas is probably more insightful about this stuff than I am. Could I roll discerning motives to try to figure out what was the person at the Orpheus group trying to convey?
Yeah, absolutely.
I am going to willpower that.
Perfect.
4 successes.
Congratulations, your willpower decided to play today.
A little bit.
um, you definitely get the understanding, and again, it's all secondhand, so it's difficult to tell anyway. You don't have the tone, you don't have the exact information, but based off what Trina's been mentioning, you definitely get the understanding that it was threatening in some capacity, whether it's him being actually captured and providing information, or someone has leverage, or some sort of capacity where they gained some information on Trina, or that her mentor is in danger currently. One of the two.
So I think Jonas is like head leaned back on the chair and is sort of half asleep as he's saying this. He goes, I mean, whatever it was, it seems like the message was Orpheus Group doesn't play nice anymore. We had friends there before, we don't now.
That was definitely the impression I got. I mean, I don't know if they're holding a grudge about the fact that, their escaped werewolf massacred an entire van full of their agents and, um, you know, Kate got injured and tore up or what have you.
We certainly know enough about them and an op of theirs that went real sideways that we might be inconvenient.
For sure, they're government funded, so there's oversight. And sometimes the easiest way to deal with problems is to make them go away. But at the same time, it's a big goddamn gamble to shut down an entire interstate for that long and have no results. I mean, did they wait a minute, that news report, did they say they caught the people in the pre-eye?
Yeah. Yeah, they
But there's
there
no
was
footage of it at all, correct?
no real details, but they said that they resolved the situation. They caught what was causing the problem.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's suspicious that like I said, that takes a big stroke and that's a huge risk. Because how many people are out there, pulled up next to those hypos and filming the interstate trying to see what was going on, you know, and not seeing anything. There's got to be chatter. Morgan, is that something you think you could look for? I mean, if there's people out there being like, what the hell was going on 425 and why'd they shut it down for 14 hours to hunt down three? I mean, hell, they could have stopped three Priuses with a freaking bicycle chain. It's not like they needed special artillery or anything. They didn't need to call out the Bearcat or nothing. I mean, they're Priuses.
Maybe it was more of a we can do this, so showing that it's very doable instead of it being more about catching.
No, I'm saying that it's just strange to me that you put yourself out there. That's a lot of optics. A lot of opportunities for people to see what you're doing and talk about it and be like, why the hell did our city government and our police department and the highway patrol shut down an interstate for 14 hours? And then yield no results. There's not going to be a court case that comes out of this. I mean, it's just, that's why I'm curious if there's chatter out there, if people are talking about it, going, what the hell's going on? Why did this happen?
Yeah, I mean, we could probably check Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok. I'm sure it's all out there of people asking.
And if it's
what
not,
the hell is going on?
It seems like it's being suppressed.
True. I mean, I could look it up right now on the easiest social media, and if it's not there.
And the other thing, and then about that, I mean, if it's being suppressed, that takes a bigger stick than just local government. To be able to you're either having somebody hack the back end of all those big social platforms, or you're got somebody who can squeeze them hard enough that they take it down.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's arguing that these things are scary or that their reach doesn't go way beyond what we thought it. I guess the only thing I can say about any of that is that just makes me think that they're going to find me wherever we go. So I'm going to go to ground. May as well do it here where I got resources.
You're saying go back there.
Yep.
Where they probably have all of your personal details and are probably waiting across the street in a van to throw a bag over your head and make you disappear.
Look, they've got all my personal details anyway. He's going to pull out his cash and be like, "This is the entirety of the money that I have. I can't disappear on this. I can barely get a new phone on this."
My question for you, I guess, is the money in your pocket the limitation that's going to let you get yourself killed? Or are you going to find a way to solve that without getting killed?
I'm going to find a way to solve it without getting killed. And go back.
So don't go back to Indianapolis, because that's a guaranteed death sentence. And probably a painful one. We fucked with too many people. And we were not
Trina,
good about hiding our identity. I'm just saying, I don't want to see you get killed, Jonas.
You won't, right? Because if we're part
I'll
of
know.
Probably forever.
I'll see it in a news report about this beloved community center runner, fucking taking a header off a building. Or just vanishing.
That dark.
Look, I'm just being realistic here. They're gonna fucking kill us if we go back. One, the other, the third, or the fourth, or whoever the fuck else we pissed off.
And what makes you think that they wouldn't travel anywhere else to do the same exact thing?
Because now we're out of their hair. We're not a problem anymore. If we're gone, we're not stirring up trouble. I think it's very telling they chose to surround Indianapolis. They chose the one interstate that runs a circle around it, basically sending the message, stay the fuck out. I mean, and it's
Look,
easy
I'm not
enough.
going to try to convince you to stay.
I'm saying it's easy enough for us to disappear. I mean, we're nobodies. We can vanish.
We were nobodies.
Well, I mean, we're somebody to those people back there. But like I said, if we're out of their hair, they aren't worried about us. And if we show back up, they'll be waiting for us to do what they're going to do.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. And I agree with Jonas. I'm not going to convince you to stick around when you don't have roots here to actually,
Well, I mean, why don't y'all go away
here,
for a while? I mean, just disappear 6 months. Give it some time. Let things cool down. I'm not saying you got to go away forever. When we bailed because shit got sideways, we went away for a year and came back. And things had cooled down. We were able to kind of return to doing what we were doing. But you go back now, it's like going into a burning house. You're going to catch on fire and you're going to die. Let them put the fire out.
I guess the thing is, I feel we are close to some answers, and I would like those answers. And I get what you're saying. I get that this is dangerous. It's not maybe in your mind productive to do it this way, but we've already done the work up to this point. And if I can help make a difference, especially because I have ties here, then
I mean, you're a grown
that's
woman.
my decision.
You can do what you're gonna do. I just yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'd hate to part ways with you. I really would. But I know we all have our own priorities.
Rick, you gonna help me out here?
Sorry, I was just thinking.
I mean, think about it talk about operational security. Come on now.
I mean, what information do you think we're gonna get, Morgan? Who are we going after, and why is it worth dying for?
I mean, when you do the job that we're doing, you're kind of already putting yourself out there to die for somebody.
Yeah,
and right now,
who are we saving? Right. What are we getting done today that's going to outweigh the good we can do 6 months from now when things have cooled down and we can go back in smart? Why do we got to go in stupid? What's the pressing urge?
I
we
mean,
don't have to go in. We don't have to go kick down any doors. We don't have to go start any fires.
Well, I mean, I'm making some assumptions, but I assume they know everything there is to know about our life. It's at least in Indy. Our houses, families, cars, our bank accounts. It's all we got to assume everything we have in Indy is burnt or being watched. So we're going in with what we have in our pockets and that we can scrounge. So what do we have? What are we doing? And why now?
I mean, Morgan, I'll let you go first.
my biggest why right now is the potential that my sister is still out there. And not, I know you're going to say she's already on that side, we can't change her. That's not. She's somebody who has given me information about things when I needed it, trying to protect me on this side of it. And I can't let that go. Never know.
Number of people in this group are going back to Indy to save a leech is distressingly high.
I mean, was distressingly high, right? Do changes much, but no, I've got family there. I've got people there, people that I love, people that I owe more than disappearing in the middle of the night without saying bye.
People you put in jeopardy by your mere presence.
People I put in jeopardy by having somebody who's looking for me who needs something to do.
I mean, potentially. But
All right. Right. How many people? Where? And is the plan to get them and get out? Or is the plan to just go and die in front of them?
The plan is to find a way to keep them safe. I don't know this yet, but I've done not this, but things like this before. I can disappear in Indy better than I can disappear somewhere else.
And we know this, all of this is not only in Indy. We know this. There's no way that this is the only city, the only
No.
town, the only state. But
No.
so moving somebody out to somewhere else where it's more dangerous, it's what you're gonna scare them because something's there to bring them where something else is there. Like,
no, you don't bring them into the world. You just tell them that you crossed somebody, a local crime lord, whatever, and that they want to kill you. You don't have to come clean with what's going on and expose them to this whole world. And yeah, I know this is happening all over the place, but for whatever fucking reason, India is a fucking haven. I mean, they're all over the goddamn place, and they're so insinuated into the government there. They were goddamn living under Mission Circle or Monument Circle. How the fuck does that happen? The zoning, the everything that had to go into building that facility. There's so many people enabling that. The power consumption, for Christ's sake. You know, who's getting the charge, the bill? Who's making it go away? There's so many unknowns. And Morgan, in regard to your sister, if your sister is alive, what do you think they're going to do now that they know you're a hunter and they find out that she's given you information? Do you think she's going to last very long amongst her own kind? Do you think they'll look favorably on that? You've been helping people who kill us, that hunt us.
I mean, what was her first name? Eva, I think. I mean, I brought it up last night, but we talked to her, figure out what the deal is.
I'm going to pass. Our involvement with those things has never yielded fruit that's been positive at all. It's always put us in more danger, left us owing them favors. It doesn't work out, and neither did the Orpheus group. I mean, they really didn't give us shit for what we gave them. We gave them a hell of a lot more information than they gave us, and they gave us a flamethrower.
We still have the flamethrower. The flamethrower's in the truck, right?
Yeah.
Sure is. Barbecue ready.
I guess I would say if there's people, if your people are, if you want my help to go in and get your people out, we can have that conversation. But if the plan is to go back and finish some job, I need to know expressly what that job is. And I don't, no disrespect, Jonas, I can't imagine that it's going to be easier to hide in the place that has scorpion things in the sewers and leeches and werewolves and Second Inquisition and Orpheus group. That it just can't possibly be easier to hide there than some of the places Trina and I can find to hide.
Came and found you in the woods too.
Here, Indy.
Yeah.
The only thing we know about these folks is every time we've looked in a hole, there's been more supernatural nasties waiting to jump out at us. Thing we don't know, if we go look in a hole somewhere else, that there won't be just as.
At least the somewhere else holes don't have monsters that know us.
Or assume.
I mean, if the monsters are all that connected, then you're right. It doesn't matter. Exactly. But whatever we're gonna do, there's like 4 of these cars left on the planet in running order, so somebody is gonna report this stolen, and we're gonna stick out like a sore thumb. So we got to ditch this car, and we got to decide where we're going.
Or what we're doing, whether we're grabbing bus tickets and going in different directions, or what the plan is. I mean, y'all are grown. You can do what you want. I just hate to see you end your lives for no real good reason. You can
I hear that.
be cool, take a step back, let things mellow out, and go back. Hell, the way things are going, I mean, the whole goddamn regime changed between the time that Brick and I first were in Indy and till the time we came back. It seemed like everything was different.
So you
Mechanical
basically had to
question.
relearn Indy then?
Well, I mean, I'm hoping that whoever wants to kill us is already dead. That they killed each other.
Mechanical question, Bruce. I'm assuming that setting and running like we did means we basically don't have like our resources dots. Like we probably don't have those, right? Or we don't have all of those
so
anyway.
like any sort of resource dots you wouldn't have immediately. You'd have to like take some time to rebuild up. Same with like any sort of safe houses. Those would also disappear.
So at this point, but gun dealers in Indy can't use them.
Right.
Resource dots, those aren't accessible. Safe house, armory, that's gone. So I can cook, right? And I've got an infamous partner. I don't think that last one is real beneficial. Also, I have adversary people hunting me. So really, I can cook. I have enemies, and then I have the gear that's on me. Don't have my truck anymore, so I have a rifle, a knife, a revolver. I don't even think I have the baseball bat, but I have a flamethrower.
Man, it sounds like you're ready to go hunt. Is all I'm
I
saying.
was gonna say I've done more with less. I have when I put it like that.
Yeah, if I were to mechanically say what Jonas is saying, he's saying I've got 8 resource dots there, none wherever you're going. Or
I mean, like going to ground for 6 months would mean like Rick would go get a kitchen job that pays in cash and would save up to get a crappy car and,
Yeah.
repeat a couple of times.
Do
And
what we did
then-
last time.
Exactly.
Exactly. So, we're realistically, Brick would need it at least 6 months, if not a year, to get back to where he was before. I don't know that going to Indy makes him any better off. I don't think there's really resources he can go grab that wouldn't be compromised. So, Morgan, are you talking about getting your sister out of Indy, or are you talking about going to live with your sister in Indy?
Preferably, I'd want her to move.
And where is she? What's our best lead on where she is now?
We'd have to find Eva.
And we
Which
think
I
Eva
think I can-
knows.
I mean, I don't. I'm assuming that she does, but I obviously don't know 100%. I have a spot that Eva could potentially be at, but there's a lot of them there.
Can I make a suggestion? Maybe along the road you give that place a phone call and maybe ask to speak to her, and maybe you can pick her brain a little bit and see if she can give you some information without having to go all the way back and step into a hive of leeches who may know you're a hunter and no longer feel amiable towards you. And if she doesn't know, that means there's only one other person who does, and that's the leech who made the monstros and did that thing to your skin. And we haven't had much luck hunting that old lady at all.
I guess another call I could make, though I really don't want to, is I could figure out if the police are looking for us.
I'm assuming, Morgan, that you could like see if the phone's been tapped when he makes those calls. Would you be able to like do some of your technology voodoo and take a peek and see if anybody's listening on the other end?
Maybe. I haven't tried it.
Well, I mean, why don't we start? Let's pull over and get some lunch, and find a place where we can either buy a cheap phone or, God forbid, there's still a payphone in existence, and maybe we can make a phone call to. Well, shit, it's the middle of the day. We just have to wait till tonight to call Eva.
If we pool our available cash, how much money do we have? And is it enough for a very crappy car that we could just buy that's not stolen? Because I think we need to get out of the stolen car business immediately.
I have $6.73. Oh,
That is a
74.
very specific number.
Weird. I did not have that on your character sheet, but I love it.
That was honest. That was mostly a storyteller question.
Yeah, sure. Well, the biggest thing is how many of you fully liquefied your resources before you guys had left the Indianapolis. I know Jonas and Trina both grabbed all available cash that they owned and then dipped real quick with you guys. So
Which is as much as one shot gets you. It's not tied up in else.
I would say that Brick, just based on who he was and what he dealt with before this chronicle start with, I think Brick was close to entirely liquid, right? Like he lived in a cabin out in the woods. So now I think probably some of it was in the truck, right? Because he had the camper truck and we didn't have time to clean that out. So I would bet he liquidated half. Now, whether he has all of that on him, I don't remember when we left the cabin. Were we in such a rush that I wouldn't have been able to? Because it was obviously compromised.
Yeah,
Was I in such a rush that I wouldn't have been able to grab cash?
I don't think so because
We
you
were
guys were going
taking
to.
Kate to the hospital.
Yeah, you were. Well, yeah, you guys were in the process of getting Kate to the hospital. So yes, but I don't think it was ever understood that you guys weren't ever returning to the cabin at that point in the night.
Yeah.
It
So
was
I
more or less
probably
just
have
be
the
like,
cash in my wallet.
yeah. So I would say Brick probably doesn't have a whole lot of cash on them. Because most of it, like you said, is either tied up. How many dots and resources do you have?
2 dots.
I would say you probably could safely have a dot of resources on you.
Okay.
But as a collective group, you guys definitely have plenty of resource dots to be able to buy a used car straight out of cash and not have any sort of issue.
So then, yeah, I would propose that, like Trina said, let's ditch this car. Let's get some food. Let's ditch this car. Let's get a car that's legit ours that we can pay for in cash. Let's get a phone, hit Walmart, get some supplies. Maybe not Walmart, too many cameras. And then, yeah, call Eva.
Jonas, she can call who you need to call.
Okay. After some kind of food, right? I'm operating on 2.5 hours of
Oh
sleep.
yeah. We'll find us a town that's got a used car lot. We'll park this beast around back and at a diner and get ourselves some food, and then walk to the lot and buy us a brand new used car.
All right. Easy enough to go ahead and do. You guys are able to go ahead and get some food in you. It's quiet. Small little diner. Maybe has 3 or 4 people that are definitely more interested in the food that's in front of them versus anyone else who's walking around. Jonas, you wanted to make a phone call. Do you want to do it after you guys had left?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, perfect. Just wanted to confirm before moving the scene forward. Able to go take a small walk across town and head to this used car lot. I don't care who, but someone needs to lose a dot of resources.
I got it.
Probably me. I think we took my money out, right? So
Morgan
Sure.
would have had a good chunk of money. She doesn't trust banks. But
That's the most Morgan thing I think I've heard in a hot minute.
Oh, crypto.
Exactly. She's crypto, bro.
Yeah, that's actually great.
Uh,
Except
take
we
it.
keep making
I'll
her
lose
break
for
her
that.
phone.
yeah,
She probably doesn't have her wallet anymore.
she's like, I lost my wallet like 4 wallets ago. It's fine. That's actually even bold to assume that she doesn't like keep it all remote and just like hacks into her own wallet to access
Oh
it.
yeah, I would imagine. Yeah. It's like on some like high school computer, like 6 states away. They
Exactly.
stored all of our information on a folder. You know.
That's actually why she's trying to get back to Indy. You guys are getting closer and closer to her actual wallet, so she's trying to usher you guys back
Not
towards Indy.
Tennessee, no.
Some cave,
We
there's
could
just
go
a
there.
single modem and a single PC just running and holding this wallet in place. But you guys go ahead and get this used car. What would you guys like to do next? As you guys are handed the keys, they take the cash and go on your merry way.
We've got a 90-day tag, which means we don't have to register it for a while, which keeps it out of the system. So,
I think it's phone calls o'clock, though, right?
yep, time to make that phone call, Jonas.
Where are we phone wise? Are we sharing a phone?
No, I think we picked up some track phones.
Yeah, I know
Okay.
quite a few people grabbed some when you guys stopped at a couple gas stations.
So Jonas had, written down some contacts out of his phone before he threw it out.
I recall.
But he takes the track phone out, opens it, and stares at it for a minute or two, and then dials a number from memory and is going to call Diego.
Okay. A few moments go by. Yellow.
Hi, hey, Diego, it's Jonas.
Yeah, hun, 1 second. Let me take this outside.
Okay, cool. Hey, I know we haven't talked in a while. I was hoping you might be able to do me a favor.
Yeah, hun, hold on. Let me just get right outside and we can talk about dinner plans. 1 sec. And you hear almost like the sound of rushing wind sort of passing through the speaker as he's running. And you hear a door shut behind. What happened?
Well, you may have just answered my question, but I mean, how much do you want to know? It has to do with what happened before.
Oh, Jonas. Do I want to know?
I hope you might someday. Maybe not now.
Um, what do you need?
I assume you still talk with some of your friends from the force, yeah?
Yeah.
The deal with the freeway around Indianapolis,
Mm-hmm.
that was me and some business friends of mine.
You shit
Um,
me.
I wanted to figure out sort of what the story was with that. They were still looking for any.
No, according to official sources, they've caught who they needed to catch.
We weren't doing anything illegal. We were sticking our noses into some powerful people's business. This was a punishment for the actual.
Uh,
I guess the thing that I'm asking for is I want to know if it's safe to come back.
I mean, you're wanted for questioning. That's from what I'm understanding.
Is it local? Is it the Indianapolis PD, or
Yeah.
is it people you trust?
It's higher ups. I mean, even the chief doesn't know who's asking for you to come in. But just that you were asked for by name.
They ask for any other names?
Fosher, I think. Fisher, maybe. Last name.
Write down Fosher / Fisher ? Foster?
No, I think some chick named Fisher is who they were looking for. And then some junkie as well. But it's not super.
Hartwell, I think.
Yeah. Associates?
He was somebody who stopped by the center, needed help.
They're here right now. Keeping tabs.
Who's they?
People from the force. I don't know. Must be some new recruits that got swept in within the last year after Indy lost a lot of its force.
Okay.
But there's a squad car usually here at least 5 or 6 hours a day. They don't interact, they just sit out, wait. So if you do come back, here is not a good spot.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for thinking of me. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry that this happened to you again.
It was never the issue, Jonas.
Yeah. Well, thank you again. But hey, I think I gotta go.
Yeah, call
Thanks
me
for
when
the
it's
information.
blown over, would you?
Yeah.
Do you still
Yeah, I
drink
will.
coffee?
More than you would believe. But
Let's go get a tea sometime then, huh?
cool.
Okay.
I'd love to.
They go ahead and take a moment. They're still on the line, but they don't say anything before they disconnect.
Yeah, I think that Jonas would definitely hang up first and go back to the group and go, fuck. They're looking for me. They're looking for Riley. Though I don't think that they necessarily knew who they were specifically. And they're looking for either a Fosher or a Fisher. Questioning, but
We
I
go
guess
in
we'll
a
see.
room in that precinct. We're never coming out. We'll hang ourselves in the holding cell or get shivved.
Do we know a Fisher? Am I blanking on that as a player?
My name that I use is Foster,
Oh, sure. Yeah. Okay.
but it sounds like maybe they got the wrong details. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Sounds like they didn't mention me, so this is a whole lot of your problem.
Now we're talking, Brick.
Yeah.
My name's Brock. I don't know Brick.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah, you're right. Sorry, Brack.
I guess I can sing like a canary before I go down.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's blowing up on the people at home, but they're under some pressure.
Which I'm gonna say some conspiracy shit means that they are watching, hoping that we're going to come back.
That we're dumb enough to come back to town.
They know they lost us, so they're not going to move on our people because they want us to come back.
Yeah. Anyway, I got some. That was a tough phone call. I got some things I need back in a minute. He's going to just turn around and walk away and light up a cigarette.
Morgan, you're up.
All right. I will take out one of those random phones from the gas station out of my backpack, and I will look up the number for, is it Sidelines?
It is
I believe
indeed
it's the-
sidelines.
Okay.
It's like a wing place.
Lean back over.
It
I hope
was
yours
the
goes
wing
better.
place, yes.
Rickle chime in. They had good wings.
That was where Eva was working when we met her.
I can't tell if that was Brick or Warren smiling at the lore that was slowly showing through.
So like a 2-year callback, or a long time ago callback.
Yeah, it was a hot minute, that's for sure. All right, yeah, you're able to find the number pretty easily.
Okay. I'm going to make the phone call then.
A few moments go by, the second ring. Thanks for calling Sidelines.
Hey, is your manager in or boss? I had ordered something a couple nights ago that I had a problem with.
Yeah, hold on a second. Hey! You hear the phone be passed over.
Hello, this is Eva. Oh, hey, I was there like a couple nights ago. Stop laughing.
Right.
I can't look at you guys. So, and I had met you, and I was with another person, Meg. So I was just curious if you had seen her around. Oh yes, I remember you. Yeah, a lot of shit has been going down. You're very brave to call here because, yeah, there's people out there I think looking for you. But yeah, I will tell you that she is safe, and that's it. And also, please don't call here again. And Eva's gonna hang up the phone. I won't, as like Morgan, I am not gonna, I'm just gonna like have my mouth open, like I don't know what to say.
Well, what you think, Indy?
I'm in, well, she said that my sister was safe.
Well, that's good news.
Yeah, I guess I just wasn't expecting that. Also, it'd probably be really dumb if I tried looking for her. But I want to. I don't know. I feel like I'm very conflicted right now. Do I trust her enough?
I mean, she could have lied to you to bait you back in. I said,
Well, I
"Oh, we
would.
need your help. You know, come on back. We can't find her. Come on, we'll help you."
Right. I would believe that, except for that she told me not to call back.
Well, I think that's what Trina's saying, right? So we could probably check Eva off the list of our enemies because if she was the one behind all this, she'd be telling you to come in.
But I think she's also telling you the message that you're not welcome around there no more. The fact that your cover is effectively blown. You're a known hunter now. Target on your back. And no friends. Because I'm sure if your sister's still alive, which this lady says she is, she can't help you anymore without putting her life in jeopardy.
Yeah. What do I do? Just sit around for months, years?
No, honey, look, you've got mad fucking skills. I mean, if we really wanted to go and do a little crime, if we could look the other way, and you've got mad computer skills, we could be flush in no time. And we could be building back up and we could move to New Orleans. I'm sure that's got a shitload of leeches hanging around. Or we lay low for a little bit, let things settle down, get our heads back on right, make a goddamn plan, and do it right this time. We were behind the 8 ball. We had no idea what we were getting ourselves into. Now we do. We know some of the players that are involved. So we can build a plan. But I really don't know if Indy's at a place where we, the small group of us, can really do shit about it. Especially now they know our faces and our names and who we're connected to. I hate to say it. I mean, it's hard. Sometimes you got to walk away from your life because it's the right thing to do for the people you care about.
Yeah, I think you're right. So are we helping Jonas out? Does he need help? Or are we just walking away from all of this?
I mean, Jonas has taken a minute to digest, I think, the information that he was presented with. And I'm hoping that he'll come to the same realization that you did, that there's just not a good option for us to go back. It's too dangerous for everyone we care about. I mean, like I said, if we go back and end up in a jail cell, we're not walking out of that prison. We're not. They'll kill us before we ever do. And they'll torture us first to get whatever information they want out of us. Then they'll kill us. Or they'll turn us, which would be even fucking worse.
I do think that Jonas will walk back in at this point. Hey, so how'd it go?
Um, good and bad.
Okay, so about the same.
What are your thoughts right now?
My thoughts are that I get what Brick and Trina are saying. Feels too big. Feels like stepping into a trap. But I don't know. I wish, Trina, that I believed that you'd be able to tell me that you were able to see when you could stop running.
Honestly, I learned a lot through this endeavor about specifically the thing that scared me to run in the first place. Um, but I need to know a lot more. We need to be much more tactful in our approach. We need to be much more cautious. We need to have IDs we can burn. We need to not use our personal vehicles. We need to have stash houses and safe houses. We need to be 100% cautious because we fucked up big time. Mostly, and I hate to say it, because we had Riley. And Riley was entrenched in that goddamn world. People knew him by sight. And once we were seen with him, we're connected. People are going to start to dig, going to start to ask questions. And then it's all downhill from there. I mean, so we just have to. I know this is going to sound twisted, and I'm not saying it in like a detrimental way, but we can't have personal relationships with these things. We just can't. It's a liability. And I understand that they're your family, and I'm not saying that your sister's evil or a bad person. I don't know. I'd like to believe that there's some good in these things, but I don't know. The fact that they live off the blood of humans is hard to digest that. The same goes for the damn fuzzy critters. I'd like to think that there's some good in them, but I mean, they were coming to Brick's house to kill you and I for no more reason than we looked at them sideways. So I'm not inclined to think they're much better. So we just need to learn, watch, not be in such a goddamn hurry to act. And we thought we were getting involved in something simple. We thought we were trying to figure out how to heal a ghost. And next thing you know, we're ensnared in some big fucking vampire conspiracy with people getting kidnapped and their skin peeled off and replaced with fish scales and all kinds of bullshit. So we just need to be cautious. We need to learn everything we can so we can be more effective hunters. Then we can go back, and I'd feel confident going back and taking care of the problem because I'd know how to take care of it. Right now, I don't know what stops these fucking things. I haven't killed enough of them. But we're starting, it seems like, at the top of the goddamn food chain. I mean, that one we saw killed that fucking werewolf like it was smoking a cigarette. It didn't seem like it had to even try. What the fuck are we going to do against that?
I hear what you're saying. I guess what I'm asking is, when do you go home?
When I know that I can kill the thing that represented a risk to my family. I can go home when I can be in my home and be secure. If one of those fucking things comes scratching at the door, I'll follow it back to its lair and I'll put an end to it. And everything like it. But I got to know how to do that in the most efficient and effective way. And right now, we've been chasing our goddamn tails. We've been 10 steps behind at every goddamn turn. And we can't do that. We have to be patient. We get wrapped up in our emotions and wanting to fix things quickly. And we got to disconnect from that shit and play it slow and play it cool and watch and learn and listen, bug phones, follow internet history, identify targets, build a goddamn, network so we know who we're dealing with before we ever make a goddamn move. Hell, if we could capture one of these fucking things, we could figure out how to kill them.
Okay. Well, I guess good luck with that.
So Trina, you're basically saying we need a goddamn army to go in.
No. Okay, like you look at like the Navy SEALs, right? The most efficiently trained, badass motherfuckers on the planet. They don't just get dropped in a hot zone with no data, no information. All that shit is fully researched before they ever take a fucking step off a helicopter. And they know how to kill people, lickety split, dead, dead, dead. And they work like a team, like a fine oiled machine, a unit. They don't have to be big. They can be 6 men strong and take on 200 because they plan and they execute. Same thing. We need to learn the technology that's available, what we can beg, borrow, or steal that can slow these things down to make it an even fight for us. And then we take it to them when they're weak. We kept fucking around and wanting to play at night with these things. We don't fucking play at night. That's their time. We play in the day when they're weakest and we're strong. But we have to be cautious and follow them and not goddamn tip our hat so they know exactly where we're at every goddamn minute of the day. They've got these people who work for them, like Riley did. They're mortals. They can walk around in the daylight. They can watch their backs. But if we can figure out who they are, we can get close to them. We can maybe, drug them so they are ineffective when it's time for us to make our move. I mean, we don't need an
Trina,
army.
nobody's arguing again. Nobody's arguing with you that are important. Nobody's arguing with you that, just to be clear, we've hunted things before.
Yeah.
But I also know that one of your very careful hunts was with a werewolf that nearly killed you all anyways.
Right, because that was our first time encountering a werewolf. And what the fuck did we learn? You kill them from a distance. You don't let them get close. That's what we learned. We took that data and did something with it.
Yeah. Again, nobody's arguing.
I'm just saying, for me, if I have to never see my daughters and my husband again, if it keeps them safe because I'm not around them, because I'm the threat, I'm the liability, I'm the danger right now. If I'm there with them, whatever's hunting me is hunting them. So the best thing I can do for them is stay the fuck away. It's hard to swallow, but it's the fucking truth.
Okay.
Is your phone still on after you made that phone call?
Yeah.
While this conversation's going, the phone vibrates softly in your hand.
Where are we at again?
More or less
Are we
just cruising
still-
around in this car looking for a... I'm
Probably
assuming,
like on our way to like Knoxville or something.
right, and just more or less just driving, not staying in one spot.
I'll answer it.
You just look down, it's a text message.
Oh, okay. I'll open it up.
It's an address.
What's the address?
It is... what looks like a smallish house off of Holt Road in Indianapolis. Not a super great side of town, but you can definitely see there's a couple of houses that are flanking it on the side.
Okay. Well, everybody, I mean, I'm pretty sure I know Trina and Brick's decision. Jonas, what's your thoughts on things?
I'm going home.
Did we hear a text message?
No, it was just a quiet vibrator hand. She just happened to look down
Okay.
at the phone.
Gotcha. And just one last time, notice you're not going to get people out. You're going to go back.
Yep. I don't think it would be safe to go try to get those.
Are you planning on staying with them or just making sure
No.
they're okay?
No, I've been living by myself for a while.
Okay. Where would you end up?
I don't know. Probably spend some time on the street, try to be less visible. See if I can figure out a way out the other side.
Would you want a down payment for rent or something, or would you rather live on the street?
I mean, let me put it this way: I can get an apartment. I am gonna see what it feels like there. Call when I don't know. I've never been as good at planning as you or Trina, but as Riley would have put it, um, at catching a vibe.
You got to do what you got to do. Little tear. I'll miss you.
Yeah, same. I guess look for me in the papers.
Hopefully, I don't see your name.
I agree.
What about you, Morgan? What you doing?
I think for now, I'm gonna catch a ride with Rob or with Jonas.
You do what you got to do.
Yeah. Not trying to be reckless. I just can't. Yeah, I guess there's a vibe or something. I can't shake the feeling. I can't. And maybe I'll regret it. But
I mean, I guess if Trina's right, if we regret it, it won't be for long.
that's true. If our names aren't in the paper within a week, I think we'll be good. At least for a little bit.
You'll be unidentifiable. They'll drop you as John Doe's.
Well, if you're right, you're right. If not, well,
Dead people with relatives ask questions. Jesus.
that's a lot of rules.
Holy Lord.
That's the wrong one. Don't mind me. Keep going.
Don't mind me.
I don't like the number of rolls that are happening.
As I roll like 7,000 dice.
It is tough to roll higher than a 10 on a d6.
That's what I'm saying. It's so hard.
And you roll 2 6s still. I guess we'll find the next town and maybe pull over and get a night's sleep and get these folks a car in the morning. so they can head back home.
Try to pick a hotel that somebody doesn't get shot at this time.
Got to pay cash. Not a lot of options, especially for people that don't take ID or need it.
You guys go ahead as one last night as a collective group, as a cell, saying this. Still not great hotel, but significantly an improvement. You probably have new sheets that were put on probably within the last week at some point. But it's quiet. There's no other music playing. There's no TVs that are too loud. It's almost too quiet, sobering almost from the experiences you guys have had. As you guys continue to have your watches going overnight, the following morning comes around. Morgan and Jonas, you guys trying to head back in the way of bus, take an Uber.
How
are you guys
expensive that
feeling?
would be.
Yes, I'm aware, but
Definitely not an Uber.
I was just trying to see if Morgan's trying to throw some resources out the window before calling the game over.
Hey, any
No
chance
way.
I can get and associated with my phone number and my bank account?
Exactly. Just trying to spice up the epilogue is all. How are you guys heading back?
I'd take a bus or a train.
Definitely easy enough to grab a bus ticket, hop on a Greyhound, and head towards Indianapolis proper. You guys arrive at the train station, the four of you. Morgan and Jonas get out of line. Bus ticket in hand, leaving you within the next few minutes.
Well, guys, it was great getting to know you. And hopefully see you on the other side of this.
Let's not end our relationship on a lie. She gives her a big hug. Hey, look
Hoping
at
it's not
yourself.
ending.
Girl, don't get yourself killed. Be smart.
That's the plan.
I'll give you a hug even though you smell like cigarettes. Play it safe, you big
Yeah.
goon.
Jonas will return the hug and say, yeah, we'll do our best. Hopefully it's not
Deal.
goodbye. Hopefully it's see you later.
I hope so.
If you ever come back, keep an eye out for it.
Indeed.
Rick, I am miss you every time. Goddamn IHOP. Just
So if you need anything, just Rick hands over a piece of paper with an email address on it for just a random string of characters at tpmail.com, and so just send a message here. We'll be watching.
he's gonna hold it up and go, sure. Might be safer to have a clean break.
It's just a email account. It's not tied to anything.
All right. If things
End
look
it,
like they're going south, I'll try to lose
so-
this.
So we know it's from you. Make sure you end it with the word banana pancakes.
Yeah, definitely.
Wait, Jonas,
right.
isn't your
Be
email
safe.
like this is Jonas at username.com?
Yeah, definitely.
I thought so.
All right. Well, we don't want to hold you up from your bus. Good luck.
Yeah.
God be with you.
You too.
Oh, T. Start walking away. Tank beside her.
Be safe. Or fall off.
You guys go ahead and hop onto the bus, and as you guys sort of get next to the car, you can sort of see their bus depart, them sort of looking out the window. They continue to drive back towards Indianapolis.
I'm seeing that scene in Fight Club, when the minute the bus pulls away, everybody gets up and surrounds them.
Exactly. Just a rocket hits the bus. No,
Wouldn't be the first time.
it would be. I haven't hit a bus with a rocket yet. SUV, sure.
So technical.
Yeah, the two of you head back. It's a bit of a for the most part, quiet trip back towards Indianapolis. Most people are just listening to their music, have headphones on, or making very small talk, but otherwise, uneventful. You guys arrive back in Indy. It is about the middle of the night. You guys have arrived back. Do you guys go your separate ways?
Yeah, I think Morgan would.
That. I think Jonas would ask, you know how to get where you're going?
Yeah, I've been down here enough. Figure my way around. How about you?
Buses
Good.
are easiest. Pay for passes with cash. Still pay a cab with cash. Expensive.
Yeah, I have enough right now.
Yeah. If you ever need me, leave a message at the center. I may not be there often, but there'll be people there who know how to find.
Sounds good. Good luck with your family.
Yeah, you too.
Morgan would give Jonas a hug.
He'd for sure return it. I think at this point he's very distraught.
For kicks and giggles, I need both of you guys to please go ahead and roll Wits and Awareness DC 4.
That's so high.
I know there's probably some people in this call that are feeling very self-validated right now, and I'm sorry for that.
Great.
Okay.
3 as well.
Okay. Wonderful.
And I willpowered that. That was lucky.
I'm sorry you did not get your 9 successes that you usually do on a critical.
Ugh, the end of an era.
You go ahead and go your separate ways.
Yeah.
Where are you going, Morgan? As we go ahead and start our epilogue.
What time is it right now?
Roughly about 12:30 a.m.
Um, I'd probably find the closest bar at this point.
Plenty of them downtown, which are maybe within walking distance of the train station.
I will go to the first one.
Okay.
But I want it. Well, is it busy? I guess I'd prefer a busy one.
Yeah, no, it's very, very
Okay.
busy, packed.
Okay. Too much anxiety. I need a drink.
That's probably fair. How many?
Probably like 3 or 4 to start.
To start, I like it.
Mhm.
I like where we're going for this evening. Go ahead and roll your current willpower.
Okay. 2.
2. As you're about 3 or 4, the thought of that address keeps reaching forward in your mind. And sitting at this bar top next to you, someone just sort of sits down, plops down. They don't look at you, but they just look forward. Rough night?
You could say that.
The voice sounds familiar to you. You haven't heard this voice in a very, at least, I want to say very long time. It's been at least about a solid month and a half since you heard this voice.
Does it give me? Do I have a pit in my stomach from the voice? Like nightmares.
No. You get a little bit of a pit of your stomach. It just sounds like Caden.
I'm gonna look next to me.
You look next to you. Does not look anything like him whatsoever.
And I don't recognize them.
Mm-mm.
Sorry for. I'm not trying to stare. You just sounded like somebody I knew.
I get that a lot.
Well, do you ever find it strange? A little creepy?
Sometimes. What are you drinking?
Right now, just whiskey. Why, you want some?
Looks over to the bartender and points to your glass and points in front of you and him. Bartender just sort of nods. Reaches up, grabs a bottle. Same one you've been drinking from all night. pours another glass, sits in front of you, and sits in front of him.
I probably shouldn't have another one. Would you like it?
If you don't
Slide
want it,
over my glass.
appreciate it. Takes it and shoots the one that you slid over first. It was look, I was obviously I'm in the wrong, and I apologize. Didn't mean to overstep any sort of boundaries or anything like that, but I can take a hint.
Well, I didn't mean to offend you. I
No,
just
I had none taken. Look, you had a long day. I did too. Goes ahead and shoots his second one.
do you come here often? Are you from around here?
Yeah, I have a townhome downtown. How about you?
Yeah, I'm from here. But kinda just got back into town, so figuring out what I want to do, where I want to go.
I get that. Well, if you need, just someone to talk to, feel free. And he slides his business card over.
I'll look at the card.
Brink Enterprises. And his name is Matthew on it.
Do I know that name?
Which name? There's a couple.
The Brink.
Yes, when you did your heavy deep dive into Derek, it is the enterprise that, or the shell company that you sort of realized that owned the patron saint.
Well, it's really great to meet you, Matthew. And I'll be sure to hit you up if I need anything.
Yeah. I'd like that. He goes ahead and strains up his hoodie and heads out the door.
I'm gonna watch him walk away.
You see him walk out the front door and walk over to a about 2012 Corvette. Hops in.
Okay. I'll probably stay at the bar for quite a while.
Okay.
For as long as I can.
Begins to roll around to 3 o'clock. I'm assuming you still had a couple more.
Yeah, probably.
Go ahead and roll another willpower check for me, please.
Okay. Zero.
You're not sure when you decided to take a walk, but it was just getting too hot and too crowded. You decided to head a walk, and you look down at your phone. Everything's very much in a drunken blur, sort of. The address is locked into Google Maps, and you're just about a block away.
I'll head over to it.
You walk up to a White House. All the lights are off. Matches pretty much the picture that you looked up when you looked up the address.
I'll go up to the door. Is there like a screen or is it just the door?
There's a pane of glass in a window in the front of it, but you look like the little pane that's closest to the doorknob is smashed open.
Does Morgan notice that it's smashed open?
You do.
Okay. Just gonna like push the door. Hello? Is anybody in here? Meg?
Yeah, I'm in here.
I'll walk towards the voice. Like slowly and looking around. Not that I'm very sober.
Yeah. What's your wisdom awareness pool right now?
6.
Go ahead. You can make a wisdom awareness with -2 dice pool.
Okay. 1. I'm gonna leave it at that too.
You walk 3 or 4 steps in before the intoxicating stumble that you feel and the rush of alcohol begins to fade as you feel a bliss overcome you. As a familiar face steps out of the light, but you can't seem to care. Something just feels way too good right now. Welcome to the family. As you recognize the individual who did to you of the changing of your skin. And then the scene fades to black. Jonas, you're also back in Indy. Did you happen to see my Discord message by chance?
No.
Okay.
not at all.
Where do you head after the
I guess
bus
that
station?
depends on how you do it.
Yeah.
That depends on how you do it.
Yeah, sure.
If it's using stealth, no. If it's using streetwise, yes.
Feel free to roll it with Streetwise.
All right. So he's trying to be careful about this.
Mhm.
His plan is to stop at a 24-hour gas station, at a razor, some candy bars, and some like jerky or something, and then shave his beard. If he can buy a new coat so that he doesn't have the same sort of look that he normally does, then he would do that. And then is basically going to try to find somewhere safe that he can hang out for the rest of the. So I guess I'm seeing streetwise as some of this. What would you say the
Yeah,
rest
since you're
is?
taking some time to think about it, I will allow either wits or intelligence plus Streetwise, your choice.
It's still doable. We're for sure willpowering this. He is working very hard at this.
Of course.
Nope. Willpower is back.
Yes. Okay. You continue to lay low. Where are you laying low at as much as you can?
I don't really know. This is not a thing that I, out of character, have done. I would say he's either going to try to find, a place where most people tend to congregate, or somewhere where he thinks that he would be able to uh, start getting an apartment in the middle of the night for not a lot of money.
Okay. About 2 or 3 months go by of hopping around, laying low. You go and lie down. And out of the corner of the room, you hear what sounds like a board just sort of creak.
I do think that he's living at like peak paranoia. So probably got a gun nearby, probably got a flashlight nearby. Both of them are probably coming to bear.
Very fair. As you look over to that corner that creaked, absolutely nothing.
I guess he'll get up and go over to investigate what happened. Is there like a rodent hole or something like that?
As you get closer and closer to the step, you feel your breath be taken away. As you look down, and just in the middle of your abdomen is a single arm that's going through your stomach. As out of nowhere, this elongated jaw I wonder if you look as good as you taste.
Is this happening immediately, or am I responding?
You are very quickly sort of bleeding out, but you have a moment to say anything you'd like to say to this hideous looking individual.
I think that Jonas's response is to try to activate Repel the Unnatural.
Okay.
And to back up and towards some form of escape, though I'm sure he can get there. Feel like at least some of you look like monsters you are.
You go ahead and you see he backs away, like arm pulled back, obviously covered in your blood, but steps away. You go ahead and look towards the window that's in your room, begin to prop it open before you end up just collapsing at your windowsill. Brick and Trina. You guys made it to good old fashioned Tennessee. Taking it slow, letting some heat die down first before you begin to gather information, gather money, gather resources, and start this off once again in the similar light. Brick. I don't know how often you check your email.
Pretty reasonably regularly.
Okay. How many people have you given that email address to?
Just Jonas and Warren.
An email comes in. I think I have a plan. That's all it says.
Miss
Am I with
and the pancakes.
Yeah, you two would be absolutely there, sort of working on next step of you guys have got some time to get some money together. This has been a couple of months at this point. Got some money together, and now we're looking at the process of getting a shelter in place for you guys, a hideout. And you guys are sort of looking at different places currently as you guys are. This email comes in.
Time to liquidate and move on.
Yep. Jonas is dead. Time to go.
And with that, we will go ahead and end our Hunter the Reckoning Chronicle. But with that also being said, starting on January 7th, you'll see some familiar faces returning in a different shade of pigment. As you will see Morgan Fisher, the Zamitzi, and you will also see Riley Loverboy as a Toreador. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out this evening. I really do appreciate it. This has once again been Hunting Indy by Night. We will be probably coming in and playing some one-offs, or I know with the holidays coming up towards the end of this month, we wanted to go ahead and try to make sure that we had some time to put family as a priority. But starting in January, we will be returning to Vampire the Masquerade, and maybe not so much of our, what was it, crazy vampire bullshit that Indy by Night is usually known for. I'm not saying it's not going to be there, but we're going to take a little bit of a different tone with it. But I am very excited for this new Chronicle. Thank you guys so much for joining over the last 21 episodes. And we'll see you guys next week. Have a good night.